Girl Tribe Gaming. Podcast on. I said it. Podcast on.
Hello, you're listening to Girl Tribe Gaming, a podcast mostly about video games. I'm Zen.
And I'm Jen, and welcome to episode 33. Guess what? It's our 1 year podcasting anniversary!
Yay! And who didn't even remember?
Yeah, I thought it was May. I didn't know it was
May. No.
It started with M. I'm glad he said something, because if we would have recorded this and not mentioned it, I would have been so sad later.
Oh,
out of all the people, I'm surprised out of the two of us, and I'm surprised it was you.
Yeah, that I remember. Me too. I can't remember anything. I can't remember my real anniversary, but I can remember the podcast anniversary.
At least you have your priorities straight, right?
Yes. All right, but thank you guys so much for listening. And if you could do us a huge favor and head over to iTunes or Stitcher and subscribe to the podcast, that would be great. That helps us out so much. And if you want to be like super nice, you can leave us a review and give us a little star rating on iTunes. That would be great.
It helps more than you know. So any help, much appreciated. We would make the achievement unlocked sound in our heads now. Right now I'm going to do it. Okay, I did it.
Yeah, me too.
So Zen, are you celebrating with a special beer tonight or anything?
I've gone to tequila, the dark side.
Ooh, I like me some tequila.
Me, a margarita, but it's the very end of the margarita, so it's like super like sour. Ugh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know you're not drinking, so what you been playing?
Well, yeah, I've drank like a whole bottle of water since we've been sitting here, so. You know what, Zen? I played yesterday Tales from the Borderlands episode 2. It's titled Atlas Mugged, and it's another Telltale game. Oh my goodness, I had so much fun.
Like, is it still like more of like a comedy, or what's happening? I didn't play the first episode. I'm not a huge Borderlands fan, so.
Well, it obviously carries on from where season 1 left off, and I can't tell the story because then it would be spoilers. But I will say this. It was hilarious. Like, I don't usually laugh during video game playing.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like Saints Row, I'll laugh.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've heard you laughing in video games, but I get you.
Yeah, from the story.
Yeah.
I laughed a bit during Sunset Overdrive, but it had me laughing. Although at the very beginning, there's this scene, and I was kind of like queasy. I was like, ugh. And then you find out something I can't really say, and I was like, oh no. And I don't do that in a game. I was like, oh man, I wish I could hit
funny, oh no, like
it's one of those like, oops, uh-oh. I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, I got.
But still,
I have no idea. But I've watched the trailer for the first episode, and it looked hilarious. Like, that could just be a fun game to play it and laugh at.
Yeah, it's a fun little game. And if you're a Borderlands fan, I mean, they totally capture the entire essence of the game. And occasionally you'll see a place you recognize, and you're like, oh. Just because you remember all the fun times you had playing the game. And every once in a while you'll see a character you might know. But even the characters you don't know, they did a great job of building those characters. They feel like real Borderlands characters, you know what I mean?
So I'm getting the drift. Since you like it, you would buy it.
Yes, I would. But I mean, obviously I subscribed to the whole season. But if you...
I'm not a Borderlands. I mean, like, I like their games, but I never was captured by them. What should I buy it? Do you think I would still enjoy it, or do I have to have the background story of Borderlands?
I think anybody could enjoy it, but I don't like after playing this episode. You wouldn't get it as much just because they introduce a couple of characters from Borderlands 2 and 1, and you wouldn't have the history, but it's still funny. Like, you'd still like it, but it wouldn't be at the same level, like, of laughing and stuff, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
But the one thing I'm still a little confused, like, they have little caches, like in the game where you can get loot and you get money. So I have money, and I actually got to spend a little bit of money, but I'm just like wondering, like, what
Maybe
am I?
you'll, like, when you go to like an arcade as a kid and they have those things where you have to go up and buy a prize that will just break on the way out. That's what you buy at the end of the game. You're gonna like walk up to this booth and you can buy like a top or a pencil.
Well, I did buy something in the game, but my thought is, like, there were items I wanted, like better versions that I wanted to buy, and I didn't have enough money. But I'm like, well, the only way I'd be able to buy that is to come back into the game, but then I wouldn't have the money at the end. You know what I mean? You can't take the money back into episode 2, I don't think, if you finish the game. I don't know.
It doesn't seem like a big deal, though, with this type. The like loony type of game doesn't seem that big of an
it's
issue.
all about the story, which it was hilarious. I totally recommend it. So good job, Telltale.
Yeah, they always.
When they announced that game, I just thought, I didn't think it was going to be that great. It's. I can't wait to play the next one.
Their games break up other games. Like when you need a break from just like, rushing around and shooting in Call of Duty like we do.
Yeah.
They're just nice games to take a break on.
Nice story.
Okay, so we don't like to... I have a hard time giving a number to a game, scoring it. But if we had to, give in between 1 and 10, 10 being like, awesome.
I would give it a 9. I'm not a fan of 10s because I always feel like there's more you can do. But yeah, I would say a 9. I liked it that much. If you're not a Borderlands fan, it might dial back just a hair to like an 8.5 because you might not get all the inside stuff,
I want to play it just so I can argue with you about it.
Oh, yeah. And now their website, it keeps track, Telltale Games' website keeps track of all your decisions. So, like if you like to do a spoiler cast episode, now we'll be able to just to go through and go over all our choices and discuss them. So,
that's my favorite part.
Yeah. So if you have played the Borderlands episode 2, feel free to tweet me at MotoGirl and at _MotoGirl and let me know what you thought, because I loved it. I just had so much fun.
Yeah.
But speaking of fun, another thing I did last night, Zen, is I watched I was a day late, but I watched the premiere of iZombie from
Me too.
the CW. Yeah. So
on Hulu, I didn't watch it. I watched a day late also on Hulu.
Yeah. So what did you think? Because so many people were telling me that looks stupid. That looks stupid, and I was like, I'm going to DVR it because I want to see what it's about.
Okay, so for people that don't know about iZombie, let's give a little background on it. It's a new show from the CW, and it's created by the creators of Veronica Mars, which I didn't watch.
You didn't watch Veronica Mars?
I think I watched like a few episodes, but you know me.
I will say that show is the best. I love that show. But yeah, Rob Thomas, he made Veronica Mars, and now he's doing this. And I didn't know it. It's based off that comic, Vertigo.
I didn't know it was off of a comic either. Now I want to go read the comic.
Yeah, I had seen that comic before, and I thought it looked cool. Like, I just saw the cover. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But I don't buy comics because I'm afraid I'll collect everything. So I don't want to let myself buy any comics.
Too many rules. I'm going to buy them.
I can't. Maybe if I was working.
Yeah. And the best part is it takes place in Seattle, which I was like, whenever I see Seattle, I'm like, yeah.
It's Moto. Yeah, I saw the Space Needle. I was like, oh, it takes place here. I know right where that's at. But did you want to talk about the basic premise? Or?
I think we should, just to give a background of just what they'll learn right in the first
5 minutes.
5 minutes of the show. So it follows a girl named Liz, and she's a heart surgeon, really successful, super smart, doesn't go out partying too much, ends up going out to a party, and it's really weird. It's like, then there's zombies, like any party.
Well, yeah.
And she gets bit and turns into a zombie, but not your normal type of zombie.
Yeah, that's one thing I really liked about the show, they made up front like their zombie rules. So, yeah,
She's
because
an everyday girl that happens to be a zombie and eats people's brains and gets visions.
yeah, and she gets visions from the people that she ate their brains. So
yeah.
it brings new meaning to you are who you eat.
yeah. So the show, it was like highs and lows for me.
Uh-huh.
Like in the beginning, I was like, this is awesome. And then it went down to like, this is just too cheesy for me.
Oh.
And then by the end of the show, I was like, I'm going to watch the next episode because I kind of like what they're doing here. It makes your stomach turn when she's eating the people's brains.
Oh my goodness. But she at least did it fancily. Like, it
chopsticks and noodles.
Yeah, she didn't just like like a zombie. She like, had to make it good, put some noodles and hot sauce.
But the little twist of like the zombie and like the troubles she's having are interesting. Like I've never seen a zombie like it, and I don't know. I'm hooked. By the end of the show, I was like, Now, did Kelly like it?
She did like it. I don't think she liked it as much as I did, but she did like it. And her and I are big Veronica Mars fans, so that's how I hooked her to watch it. I'm like, come on, you love Veronica Mars. And I did feel that Veronica Mars vibe in it, like when she's talking the narrative. And and then I started getting a True Calling vibe. Did you ever see that show with had Eliza Dushku? The one from Dollhouse.
I can't remember. It sounds familiar, but I think I'm getting shows scrambled.
Well, there was a show, True Calling. I can't remember. I think it was only 2 seasons.
Oh, and she was like, yeah, I think I remember seeing an episode of her walking and like there's this plane that crashed.
I don't know.
And she was like getting like she could get like flat visions, right?
Yeah, she like worked in a morgue, I think also like this girl. And she would get visions of like the dead people's visions like the day before they died.
Yes.
And then she would help them like figure out who killed them or what happened to them. And it's kind of like this. So it was kind of like a heart surgeon, but then she turns into a zombie who eats brains nicely. And she's like also like a crime detective.
She's like a superhero.
I know. Well, and at first they make her like she's a sidekick, but then it really almost seems like the cop that she's working with, it's almost like he kind of turns into her sidekick.
Yes, that's the way I felt too. Like that's when the turning point happened for me, when she was like getting her zombie powers almost.
So basically this whole episode is turning into a zombie episode. Zen and
I'm okay with that.
We watched this movie. We're like, well, then, in one scene, they do a little product placement for Dying Light.
Oh, man. I saw that too, but I was like, cheesy, but
it's obvious as a gamer. I don't know. Do you think other people noticed it?
No, I don't think anybody else. I mean, if you don't play Dying Light, you didn't connect it. Unless they played the Dying Light logo. I didn't see that.
No, they didn't. It was just a real quick.
And you're playing that, right?
Exactly. I just started playing it. I honestly am not that far into it. But it's Dying Light is like this game where you're in an open world game and you are like working kind of undercover. You're like this guy and you're trying to get these documents from these people, but people are zombies. So they drop you down into this open world area that's all infected with zombies. You have like a mission, and along the way you have all these other missions and side missions, and you learn to parkour. So you're like hopping and running and jumping. Like I could jump over zombies then.
Whoa.
And you can like make weapons out of stuff, but they're not.
So is it Dead Rising? Like what's the difference between this and is it Dead Rising?
To me, yeah, Dead Rising to me felt more arcade style, like more just smash and bash, and your weapons were real over the top, like chainsaws that you're like, you know what I mean, like these crazy concoctions. This it's more subdued. The weapons are a little more realistic, like you could add shock to a bat, you know what I mean, like it's not as far-fetched. And then your movements, it's mostly about your movements because you're going to avoid most of those zombies. And then you have a lot of melee weapons. There's not a lot of shooting and things like that as much.
So what's your favorite thing of the game so far?
I love the parkouring. I mean, it took me a little bit because the buttons, I was having troubles like retraining my brain of what I thought they should be. Because normally you jump, it's A. Okay. And so it's your right bumper. And so that once I got my brain trained, I've been loving just running around and like, you just can go anywhere. And so you're finding weird supplies and things.
You said it was open world.
Yeah.
Is it like Grand Theft Auto open world where you can have like tons of people, or how is like co-op? Or,
you're talking about like the co-op and multiplayer stuff?
Yeah, when like open world, is there, how many people can you have in that world with you at a time? Well,
you can play the entire campaign co-op with 4 people.
Including you?
I think it's just 4 people. The deal is I haven't gotten to try the co-op yet, which I've heard is really fun. But I tried doing it yesterday, and there were some issues with Xbox Live, so it didn't happen. But I'm probably like 15% of the way through the game. So I mean, I barely scratched the surface. But it's fun, like at night, like they warn you like an hour before. They're like, you need to get to a shelter. This is your last warning. And at night, the zombies, they like get crazy strong. And there's these like special ones. And it's scary. And like the first time I wasn't ready. I'm like running, panicking, right? I didn't know I had a flashlight. I was like,
that's how
literally
it would be
scared.
in real life.
Yeah, I was scared. I'm like, where am I?
Like hell, and like be like, oh, flashlight. Huh.
Yeah. I was so scared. I didn't know where to go. Needless to say, I died. But
pretty true.
But yeah, so I mean that's what I've been playing, and it's one game. Okay, let me tell you, the story is not compelling. I'll just say that. But it is very descriptive. I will say that. Like,
okay, descriptive, like in a boring way.
Well, like sometimes you ever play a game and you're just like, what am I doing? What was I going for? You know what I mean? Like you're just like not able to remember what you're even doing.
Yeah.
Well, this game, you know what you're doing. And like, let's say I die, or like I save and exit and I come back in. There's always like a narrative, and he's talking kind of to himself like it's a story. And he's like, hey, I've been doing this. Now I've got to go find blah, blah, and figure out how to do this. And he like kind of mutters. And so it's like, oh yeah, I'm going over there to talk to this guy and do this. So it's kind of cool that way.
Yeah, I have to.
Story's real straightforward, though. There's not like any.
I don't know if I'm sold yet.
Well, I'm worried about you getting sick because the motions are. I would describe the motion, like the game mechanics, a blend of Far Cry with what's the other
Mirror's
game?
Edge?
Mirror's Edge, yeah, that was the one I was saying.
Mirror's Edge, I had a hard time with. This recent Far Cry, I don't know. It just the going up the towers was making me feel sick. Yeah. So I think I might have to not play this game. But I want to. Yeah. If it goes on, I don't know. You have to tell me how co-op is, and then I might just try it.
Yeah, I'm going to try co-op this week. I hear it's a lot of fun, and I heard that it makes the game even more fun. And I'm loving it. I also have to wear
a barf bag or something. Just attach it to my, or switch my hoodie around.
Take some Dramamine. Try that.
Yeah, okay.
It's not bad. But anyway, so since we're talking about zombies and games and movies, I have a question for you. What, are your favorite zombie games that you have played in the past?
I think this was a zombie game, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, what is it?
It was at our arcade, or what we considered an arcade, and it was House of the Dead. Was that a zombie game?
Oh, that shooter?
Yeah, and you had the gun in your hand.
Oh, I love that game.
I remember I was so little. Well, not so little, but I was a chicken growing up. I still think I am a chicken. But I was so scared to play that game. And in the arcade, I'm shooting the zombies. And I didn't live long, but I just remember being so scared of that game, but loving it at the same time.
Yeah, I was a teenager when that game was out.
I was a little bit younger, yeah.
No, it was a fun game, but I'm trying to remember if they were zombies or if they were just monsters.
I can't remember either. No.
I kind of want to say zombies or zombie-like.
Zombie. I remember being slow motion.
Yeah. Oh, I love that game though, Zen. But it was hard. I remember playing that because That was real popular in Time Crisis. Those both shooter games.
Time Crisis. Is that the one where you had like the pedal and you could like lean, jump? Oh my gosh, I love that game.
Oh, I love those shooter games in the arcade because you couldn't do that at home.
Yes. Did you have the pink and the blue gun though?
I thought it was red and blue, but
okay. My arcade one was pink and one was, or I saw it as pink and one was blue, and I remember never wanted the pink gun. So it was like, it's always like, I'm just not going to play if I can't have the blue gun.
That's funny. Even I wouldn't do that.
Okay, so then fast forward time.
Yeah.
You guys introduced the Left 4 Dead.
Oh, I love Left 4 Dead 1 and 2.
That was my prediction is for E3, they're remastering those games and re-releasing them on the Xbox One.
You think Valve will do that? They're so invested in Evolve now, though. I don't know.
I'm gonna put that out there, and if I'm wrong, we'll probably forget by then. But if I'm right, I'm gonna bring it back up.
Yeah. How convenient.
Yes. Walking Dead. I would have to say that's.
You're talking about the Telltale series or the one that was the actual game that was terrible?
No. Let's not talk about that. That never happened.
Okay, because I have it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Telltale series.
That was my go-to. That made me feel things.
Yeah, I hear you. That was a good zombie game. Any others?
Oh, okay. This one, I mean, some zombies are just cute and everything. Plants vs. Zombies. That's not like your normal, like, I'm gonna kill you. Well, still scary because they want to eat the once they get past that sunflower.
Yeah, and they go brains.
Yes.
I love the music.
Yeah, so that's why I want to play State of Decay. I wish I played it on a 360 and I didn't.
Zen. Well, it's coming out on the Xbox One very soon.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, State of Decay was one of my favorite zombie games. However, I didn't play it very much because something else came out and it was like squirrel. But it's open world and it's like a survival simulator. So, like if you hopped into a car or truck to get from point A to B and then along the way you damaged it, or worst case scenario, you blew it up or something, you got to be careful because there's a limited number of cars and resources. So like when you take something,
that sounds so cool.
Yeah, it doesn't just respawn a new car when you log back in. It's gone. It's gone.
Does it have co-op?
I don't think so. I don't remember having co-op, but like your goal in that game, you're trying to get people together and like you're trying to keep your people, the survivors, together because they go crazy or they get sick or they could like commit suicide. And once people are dead in that game, they're dead.
Wait, so you're trying to be like a peacekeeper from making little Miss Cindy over there, like,
Well, you want to you want to keep them okay. Like you got to keep the food going. You got to keep shelter going. You want to keep them happy. You don't want them to freak out and commit suicide or get sick and die. Plus your own character. You're leveling these characters up. You yourself, if you die, you're dead. There's no coming back. Great. You have to go become one of those other survivors that you have.
This isn't good.
It's fun.
I mean, I'm not good. Like, if somebody over there is having a bad day, I'm just going to be like, screw you. I'm out of here. And then before you know it, I'll be by myself eating Cheetos.
You don't want to be by yourself because if you die for real.
Okay, we're going to play this.
It's like that movie. Okay, so I don't know. But anyhow, so that is definitely one of my favorite games.
Any others that I didn't mention?
I have all the same games, I'd say, except for I am a Dead Rising fan.
Okay, see, I never got into it. I tried. It didn't work out.
Well, let me tell you the story. The first two, I wasn't very impressed with because they were hard. And back then, I just would give up. But the third one, out on Xbox One, I loved it. I mean, it was so much fun. And then when you play co-op, and you're like smattering brains everywhere, and blood's flying, it's the best.
See, I love when I watch the trailers, I'm like, that's a game for me. Chainsaws and zombies.
Yeah,
it should be magical and perfect. But
Did you play it?
I wish I played the one that they had in free on 360, whatever that was.
No,
And it just became I had to keep some girl alive, and I was just like, I just want to kill zombies.
Are you sure it wasn't Dead Island?
Maybe it was. I think I played Dead Island too, and I didn't like it though.
Yeah, you didn't. Huh? You're talking about that little girl. Yeah, you had to keep her.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's a lot of fun co-ops then.
Okay, maybe I'll try again. Probably not.
If I remember right, I think I made a video of just some of my favorite ways to kill zombies.
Ooh.
I think I did. I'll put that in our show notes if I have it.
Yes, I would.
Like... Yeah, it's just like some of my favorite ways of killing.
Oh my gosh, that sounds beautiful. I wish I played. Okay, I've said this over and over again because I don't have a PS3 and I don't have a PS4, but I want to play The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I don't think my life is going to be complete until I play this game. I
agree. I really want to play it too. I kind of think it would be like our Tomb Raider, but on PlayStation. Like
you have friends that have PlayStations that live close to you. You should go be like, hey, I am going to give you like a cookie if you let me borrow your PlayStation. Kim.
It would be more like this. Kim, here's a 6-pack. Can I sit here and play games? That would probably work.
You should go do that.
Okay. I may do that.
Okay. Okay, so we talked about games and we're still on the zombie kick. Let's go into zombie. I mean, who doesn't like zombie movies?
Boring people?
Yeah, true. So let's throw off some of the... Oh my gosh. Let's throw back and forth some of our favorite zombie movies.
Okay. Do you have a favorite?
Okay, so the one that if I can pinpoint where my obsession with zombies started, it would have to be Resident Evil, the first one. And then I've seen the rest of them, but it was that first one that had me hooked. Like when they had those dogs and everything.
Yes. You know, when I visited you, I don't know if you remember this, the first time we met, you played Resident Evil 2 for us to watch while we ate pizza. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was with the guy that became, what was it, Nemesis or something?
I don't remember. I was just like, oh, it's such a cheery movie while we eat pizza. I loved it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I guess I kind of remember that, but looking back on that's kind of weird. It was probably, I didn't have, that was probably a DVD too. Here, let me get my little DVD player. Yeah.
So my all-time first zombie movie that ever got me liking that sort of thing, back in 1984, I was in the 4th grade.
Oh, little baby.
I might have seen it in 85. It came out in 84. It's called, and I want people to watch this, Night of the Comet. It is an awesome movie, and I think it's back on Netflix again. I should check.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Night of the Comet. It was like this, let me just tell you the premise, and you're going to want to watch it now. Watch. So this comet comes by Earth, right? And it's like the first time this particular comet had come by Earth, in 65, 75 billion years. And it was the same comet that came around the time that wiped out the dinosaurs. So anyways, the comet comes out. Everybody's outside looking at the comet. They all turned to zombies. Unless they had airtight areas that they were in when the comet came by. There's zombies everywhere. But I just remember as a kid, the girls at one point were locked in a mall. And I thought that was the coolest thing because they were having fun at the mall until the zombies came, of course. But I was I thought that was so fun. And I remember I kept thinking, what would I do if I was locked in the mall? And you want to know every single time what my head thought of doing?
Going to the arcade.
No, riding my bike in the mall. That seemed to be the only thing I wanted to do.
Oh my gosh, I can just see little Jen
la 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 la. But yeah, that's my all-time favorite. At the time, I don't think I realized it was kind of like zombies. But yeah.
Wow, so that's funny that little you were watching that type of movie, and you're already getting hooked on being a little geek. You didn't even know it.
I didn't even know it, and I'm pretty sure I had to sneak watch that one because
I think
it was PG-13. Oh, I'm so bad. Any others, Zen?
Some of the newer ones, I think they might have actually got somewhat bad reviews, but you know me and my bad movies.
Yeah, you do love them.
I liked the I Am Legend with Will Smith.
Oh, I like that movie.
Yay! And I liked World War Z, even though, is that the one with Tom Cruise?
No, I think it's Brad Pitt.
Wait, no. Okay, yeah, Brad Pitt. I liked that one. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
it
of
was
World of War. Or
Oh,
something.
I didn't watch it.
I like that one too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the one with Brad Pitt, I like that whole story, how they treated that.
I can't even remember now, but I remember that was the one with the fast moving zombies.
Which scared me.
Yeah, they're scarier when they're faster.
Yeah. But what isn't scary is Zombieland.
Oh yeah. That's definitely
Great movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, out of all these movies, watch Zombieland. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it still is.
I bet it is. Double tap.
Oh gosh. So
What
all
else?
this zombie talk, when we were talking about zombies over lunch this week, I was looking at zombie stuff, like, because I was like, okay, so where did all the zombie talk start? Like, how did our culture become obsessed with it?
Yeah, because the girls on our forum, they're serious. They have like those bug out bags and stuff. They're ready for zombies. They're prepared. Well, you're one of them.
I have a bug out bag. I have a couple bug out bags, but they're not for zombies. They're for humans.
Some of the girls have zombie bags. I don't know what they call
bags.
it. Yeah,
yeah. So I do have my little prep bags in case the world all goes to hell and people go crazy. Then I grab my bag and I don't know where I'm going to go, but I got it.
Yeah. But so where did all this start that got everyone so obsessed with, like, The Walking Dead? I mean, zombies are huge.
Yeah. So like what I found was that it's like going off this whole, belief that somebody can be taken control of. And it started like, what I was seeing was like somewhere in Haiti. And it was called like being possessed and like with voodoo.
Okay.
And that you could control their mind. So it was more of like a mind control thing. So they could become your slave. So then that all like twisted. And then like 1920, this dude went to Haiti and like he said that he ate human flesh and it tasted like veal.
Okay.
So like, and then somebody else heard this guy's story and made the movie in 1933 called White Zombie about this girl that gets possessed in like, voodoo or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then she's saved by, I think, her fiance. So like that, it twisted into that. And then there was all these other zombie movies in between that, like tons. Yeah. You would not believe the zombie movies.
Oh, there's a lot. Because one of the ones I like, well, I mean, I know they were like in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah, but in 1968, that's when Night of the Living Dead which was originally going to be called The Night of the Flesh Eaters, and that's when it seemed to be started to take form of these.
I really did like that movie. I actually watched it for school, film class.
See, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen it, so I'm interested in that because that's where it seems like it's like really started taking form.
Yeah, I mean, and that particular movie has been remade 2 more times since it came out. But that original one I thought was kind of creepy. I mean, it really was.
But then I was like, trying to figure out, it's like, okay, so zombies all say like brains and they want to eat your brains. Mm-hmm. That's picked up in 1985 in The Return of the Living Dead. And that's when they start humming like the word brains. So
brains.
That was it. Like, it was interesting looking at the whole background of it, like where it sparked and how it got to be so morbid from.
Yeah, from controlling a mind to eating the minds.
Yeah, and that weird dude that claimed he ate humans.
Huh.
That was weird. That was a really weird story.
Yeah, doesn't sound very appealing.
Do you think zombies could ever be real?
I do, kind of, think it could happen. It may not happen the way the movies think it will, but I do, sometimes I'm wondering, I'm like, could some sort of virus go crazy?
Yeah, especially with bioengineering.
That's what I'm thinking, like biochemical warfare and things like that. Like, what if another country made some zombie virus?
Yeah. I heard that
happen.
rabies is one of the closest things. And if you ever seen somebody that has rabies, like I've watched it on YouTube, they like completely lose their mind and they want to bite you. And if they bite you, you get rabies.
Yep.
But the only problem with rabies is it kills you pretty fast. So rabies would have to be mutated with something else that could keep that brain active and keep you alive.
You've watched videos of people who have rabies.
Well, I watched a documentary on zombies.
Okay.
And they were talking about rabies. And if you could like twist that with a few other viruses to make a super virus, you could have something like zombies. Not to where a person could die and then be raised from the, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah, that might be a little bit much.
But like once they said rabies, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they mentioned rabies in the show last night too.
I know. I think I was like, right. Whoever did this knows their stuff because they mentioned they had a little hint to voodoo too, which that whole thing twisted back into the beginning of, you know, the whole zombie tale.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know. You got to look into like this whole science of zombies. At first I was like, no, can't be happening. But with bioengineering and people, stupid little humans doing crazy little shit, playing with toys they shouldn't be playing with.
It is possible. It might not be exactly like, it might be a little different.
I don't know. It scared me.
I'll tell you what, zombies come. I'm not ready.
No, you're not. Goodbye, Jen.
I'm going to be trying to get to Michigan big time.
Yeah. I don't know. So I want people to tweet at us or Facebook us and tell us if you think zombies could happen.
Could happen.
Or what zombie movies should we watch? And I'm pretty sure I probably messed up some zombie info somewhere. I'm pretty sure probably 90% of what I said was screwed up.
I'm pretty sure Zen is basically saying, tweet us anything about zombies at Girl Tribe Gaming on Twitter.
And look up zombies and rabies and it will scare you and will not be able to sleep at night.
Oh, Zen, that's not good. Don't scare people.
I'm scaring myself already. Okay, let's switch it up.
Okay.
And let's go into rapid fire. I am going to ask you some questions.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because I screwed up last time.
But I got my paper here, right here.
Okay, you're prepared. Okay, so rapid fire starts now.
All right. First thing you think of when I say the word baby.
Fat.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Favorite animal in Minecraft?
Oh, the dog before I kill it. When it's dog. Go ahead.
How many Xbox controllers, including 360, do you have in your house?
Oh, not just mine, the whole house?
The whole house.
Okay, it'll take just 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh my God.
10, 11, 12, 13. I believe it's between 13 and 15. I got rid of the broken ones.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you need them.
All right. Your significant other has turned into a zombie. Do you A, kill them, B, tie him up, or C, run like hell?
I'm going to run like hell.
Oh my God.
If I had a shotgun or something, maybe I'd kill him. But most likely I'd run.
Okay. And last question. Does Bigfoot exist or the Loch Ness Monster if you had to choose one?
Probably the Loch Ness Monster.
What?
Probably. I mean, you can't see in the water so much. It's probably in there. I don't know.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Bigfoot, come on. Who's going to find Bigfoot? I mean, they already would have found him by now.
Bigfoot's probably just a really hairy man.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, that was my questions.
Well, that was fun, Zen. Wow, I have a lot of Xbox controllers.
Yeah, you have a lot of Xbox controllers.
Well, you know, for Xbox 360 and Xbox One, plus 2 people, plus, you know, it just adds up.
I was guessing you were going to kill your significant other.
Really?
If they were a zombie. Yeah.
No, most likely I'd be scared and I'd run. maybe after I gathered myself, my first instinct probably would be to run.
You can't go gather yourself and be like...
I might run, stop, puke, grab a gun, then do it.
Okay,
I'll
I got
probably
you.
puke in there. I might puke after too.
Oh, that was fun. Do you have any mobile games or anything? I haven't been playing anything really on mobile.
Well, what I've been playing goes right back to the zombie thing. I've been playing the companion app to Dying Light, and it's a real simple game where you just, you have little runners, and then some people run and some people are like hunters. So it's more of a strength and speed, 2 different classes. You send them out on missions, and they come back, and they come back with items. And then you can send those items to your Dying Light game. And it's free. There's no money. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so I sent myself like 5 health packs, some string, some throwing stars, and some firecrackers last time.
Firecrackers?
Yeah, you use those to distract zombies. Ooh, the Molotovs in that game are awesome. I wasn't using them on the zombies, though. I was using them on
Do they burn
people.
if you throw them into a pit of zombies? Will they catch on fire and like run around?
Oh, yeah. They just run and they're covered in flames. Or you can throw them on people and burn them alive. They're easier to kill that way. Oops.
Ooh.
Oopsie. Yeah, so that's the game I've been playing just so I can have more supplies in my game. Because you
Very
just
cool.
pick it up at the quartermaster. It says you've got stuff and you just get it. It's easy.
Oh my gosh, for some reason my brain just went back to your first word about baby. Fat.
Well, they aren't they? Most of them?
Most of them. It's like sometimes when they're ugly, like, damn. And you gotta be like, yeah, it's a cute baby.
Oh,
get away,
yeah.
get away, get away.
Oh, what a cute baby. You don't want to hold the baby. That's the thing. Yours, like... Yeah.
No, don't keep it away.
Keep it away.
I'd probably run faster from a baby than I would a zombie.
Zen.
Well, does that wrap up this show? We definitely got our dose of zombie chat.
Yeah, I think I'm zombied out now, but...
Same here.
Zen, happy 1-year anniversary.
Yes, you too. It's been fun.
Yeah, we've stuck with it. That's good. A lot of
Yay,
podcasts...
go up.
Well, yeah, a lot of podcasts, they start off and then they fall off after a few months.
It took us a year to get the courage to actually start talking into the mic and posting it, but we did it.
Yep, it's done. And
yeah,
don't forget to help us level up. And please, if you could just subscribe, like, and review, that would make us happy.
Yes, thank you guys so much for listening. You can follow myself on Twitter at ZMacLeod. That's ZMacleod. Oh my goodness. Okay, and you can follow Jen over on Xbox at MotoGirl. That's MOTO space GRRL.
And you can check out our website at girltribegaming.com. And you could head over to Facebook and give us a like on there. So thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.